Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So in this one, I wanted to talk a little bit about the latest rumors surrounding, of course, the big name wide receivers, in some cases superstar wide receivers that have not been extended by their current teams. We're going to go down the list: DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, and there's another name on this list, Deonte Johnson, one of my favorite players in football from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's another wide receiver from that same 2019 draft class, right? Third round pick out of Toledo. He's not attending the start of Steelers workouts. Okay, now there has been some contract speculation. Is it about wanting to be paid long term? Is it about the contract extension? Deonte Johnson actually took to Twitter and kind of not necessarily debunked it, but just kind of put something out there, essentially saying don't read too much into it. But hey, look, if Deonte Johnson is not in the long-term plans of the Pittsburgh Steelers moving forward, I would absolutely love it if he were to become a New York Jet, or if the Jets push to acquire him. He's one of my favorite players in football, and it's kind of contradictory to a certain degree, because I love wide receivers that can consistently catch the football, and that's really Johnson's biggest struggle. He's had some drop problems, but man, this guy in open space, him as a route runner, him creating separation, the quickness, the explosiveness, the overall speed that Deonte Johnson possesses is out of this world. I feel like he is not talked about enough. He's coming off the best season of his career, 107 receptions, over 1,100 receiving yards, which, by the way, he was fourth in the entire league in receiving yards. He had 8 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns to go along with it. Deonte Johnson is versatile. You can move him all around. He's an offensive chess piece. I think he would fit the offense beautifully. Another downside with Johnson, unfortunately, it's not like drops. Drops he can improve on, right? As the offseason progresses, as the seasons stack up, he can get better at catching the football. But the one thing that he can't really fix is the height. 5'10", 5'11", it is what it is. You're looking at the Jets wide receiving core. It's already pretty short, with Elijah Moore kind of being in the same category, 5'11", 6 foot. Braxton Berrios, same kind of deal. Corey Davis is big on the outside, but do the Jets really want 3 wide receivers under 6 feet in this offense? I don't know. It's debatable. But look, I think if Deonte Johnson were to become available, I want the Jets to be all over it. Okay, so moving on to AJ Brown, he was in the headlines. There's been more cryptic tweets. Nobody really knows exactly what he's talking about. He's being pretty vague in these tweets, but if you put 2 and 2 together, you could probably assume that he's talking about not being on the extension, right? Just still on the last year of his rookie deal, while being one of the best wide receivers in football. So I can understand the frustration, definitely. He also removed the name Tennessee from his bio, and that, I think, was the only word in his bio before deleting it. So take it how you kind of want it. Is it the biggest deal in the world? No. You could even make an argument that's just a leverage play, right? To where it's just he's going to be talked about. He's going to be in the news. He's going to be in the headlines, and people are going to continue to talk about the extension if you keep doing these little social media tactics. So There was really a big report that came out earlier in the week saying that AJ Brown and the Tennessee Titans were working on a long-term extension, or I believe the exact wording was an extension to make him a Titan for a long time. So we'll see how it plays out. It's weird though, because you keep seeing the cryptic tweets and you're like, what's happening? Is it getting done? Where do the Titans stand? I mean, just as a fan of football, as an outsider looking in, I think Brown's going to be back with Tennessee. I mean, no doubt about it. He's literally on pace to becoming one of the best Titans receivers of all time in franchise history. I don't see the Tennessee, with the cap going up, I don't see the Titans just letting him hit the open market. I don't see them trying to trade him away for a haul. Now, hey, look, if there's a team out there like the New York Jets that has multiple draft picks, high draft picks, maybe they would be motivated to get something done, but I think right now, it's hard to picture Brown playing for another team next season. But moving on to Deebo Samuel, Adam Schefter had a really interesting report, and I quote, "The 49ers are ready. Deebo's the one that put a halt to everything for now." Okay, so this came out of left field. Now it's kind of seeming, according to Adam Schefter of ESPN, that the Niners are ready to pay him. The Niners are more than willing to give Deebo Samuel what he wants. They're willing to adjust to the wide receiver market, but it's looking like Deebo Samuel could be forcing his way out. Is he going to be, does he want to move on? Does he want to wind up with a new team? I'm not really so sure why Deebo would want to do that. I mean, the 49ers have a great coaching staff. They have numerous offensive weapons. He's obviously done so many great things for the 49ers, and he fits the system to a T. I don't really, if they're willing to pay him, then really what's the problem? Does he want to start fresh somewhere else? I'm not so sure. There was that small video clip that I believe Deebo Samuel released, basically saying he's received some horrible messages from fans about the contract extension and everything like that. And that's just, that's never a good thing ever. So, I mean, I'm looking at Deebo Samuel right now. If you would have said he could have been moved, midway through the season when he was having a career year, I would have said absolutely not, no way. San Fran will definitely get this thing done, but I feel like as time goes on, it really seems like one of these wide receivers are going to be moved. It's hard to put your finger on who exactly will be moved, but man, Deebo Samuel, if the Niners are willing to pay him exactly what he wants, and Deebo's the one that's putting a halt to everything, it's really interesting. DK Metcalf and Terry McLaurin, on the other hand, there's been no updates. In fact, DK Metcalf's actually participating in the offseason workouts, just status quo, going about his business. So all in all, it's just more drama, right? What's going to happen with all of these wide receivers? Will one be moved? Will multiple wide receivers be moved? Only time will tell, but man, there is a lot of talent here. A lot of talent. All of those guys are premier wide receivers in football. Okay, they will all come in and benefit arguably every single team in football. Now, I do feel like there's going to be some bidders. It's not just like the Jets are involved. I feel like the Falcons will be involved. I feel like the Green Bay Packers will be involved. The Patriots, maybe the Buffalo Bills want to add that second wide receiver to that room, because they did move on from Beasley and Sanders. Unless they're 1000% comfortable in a Gabe Davis, I could maybe see Buffalo making some noise. Baltimore, I think there's a lot of teams out there that could make a push for one of these wide receivers. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And as always, go Jets.